And good evening. Welcome into the Thomas and Mack Center in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Nate Kreckman and Tammy Blackburn are set to bring you game number 3 of the day here at the 2023 Mountain West Women's Basketball Championships. And that pits the number 6 seed Boise State Broncos against the 11 seed Utah State Aggies. Boise State coming into this matchup a game over 500 at 16-15 on the year, 11 conference victories. And they'll take on a Utah State team that will have their hands full. Utah State just 1-17 in conference. Tammy, quick thoughts on this matchup?
Well, Boise State is really good. They're just well coached with the veteran coach and Gordy Presnell, and they do a really good job of getting after things like rebounding and post defense and a lot of different things. For Utah State, you're right. They have their hands full. They got to play with each other in their trust. So we're coming up. Utah State number 11 versus Boise State number 6.
About to get underway with this 6-11 matchup of the first round of the Mountain West tournament. Let's get you starting lineups. First for the 11 seed Utah State Aggies, coached by Kayla Ard in her 3rd season at Utah State. They are led by their leading scorer, Maria Carvalho, the grad transfer from Utah Valley, averaging 11 points and 5 rebounds a game. The transfer from Lisbon, Portugal, originally. And she is joined in the starting lineup by Kinley Falslev-Wickheiser, one of the returners for Utah State this year. Mason Kimball, a 5'11 senior from New Hampshire. Ashaya Klopfenstein out of Howe, Indiana, a 6'1 senior. And then Tamia Robinson, a 5'9 junior from Philadelphia, averaging 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists per game in her first season at Utah State. A stat sheet stuffer. Utah State at 4-25 on the year, 1-17 in conference. Your starting lineup for Boise State, led by Gordy Presnell in his 36th year coaching college basketball, his 18th season at Boise State University, and a 5-time champion here at this tournament. He is, of course, led by the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, Abby Muse, the Mountain West shot block leader, set the program's single season record in blocked shots this season. A 6'3 junior from Brentwood, California. Couple of freshmen in the starting lineup. Danny Bays out of Brisbane, Australia, and Natalie Pascoe from Danville, California, moves into the starting lineup with the injury to Anna Osley, who is out with a concussion. Had been a starter since back on the 30th of January. Boise State, of course, led by their point guard Mary Kay Narrow, coming in averaging 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per contest. And then Elodie Lalott, all Mountain West honorable mention, 10.7 rebounds per game, shooting 52% from the floor. The size down low of Lalott and Muse has the potential to really cause some problems for a short-handed and undersized Utah State team. Our game officials, Infinity Robinson, Chuck Gonzalez, Kenny Nash here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. The winner of this matchup between Boise State and Utah State will advance to the quarterfinal round tomorrow, where they will see the 3rd seed Colorado State and the Mountain West's Player of the Year, McKenna Hofschild. But for now, it's Utah State gunning for the upset against Boise State here at the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. One spot still to be reserved in tomorrow's quarterfinal round. Muse controls the opening tip. Back to her point guard, Mary Kay Narrow. Boise State in white. And they'll work here on the opening possession of this game. Entry pass Lalott. Back outside, 3-pointer, doesn't fall. Muse, the offensive rebound, goes back up and scores. And right on cue, Tammy, the size of Boise State already showing the kind of problems it can present to Utah State.
Yeah, you really got to make sure that you're trying to push out the bigs, and you just have to be aware of what they're capable of doing, their tendencies, their ability to shoot from the 3-point line, but also be big and make a big presence. So you've got to be present, and you've got to be focused with this Boise State team for 40 minutes. It's about execution.
Carvalho's pass can't find Klopfenstein, out of bounds, and Boise State ball. So a good start for the Broncos, an offensive rebound and a putback, and then a forced turnover. Entry pass to Muse. Kicks it back outside. Three-pointer on the way from Pasco. Will the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity doesn't fall. Utah State on the run out. Robinson falling away from the bucket. It rims off. Lalott the rebound. Bayes trying to find Muse. Tipped in out of bounds. Early lead for Boise State. Catch and shoot off the inbounds. Doesn't go. Bayes missing her first opportunity.
Good patience there. That's a good look from the outside. You got to take the good looks when you get them. If they're not out in denial, they're not closing out and you're a shooter, go ahead and take those looks if that's your shot.
Klopfenstein off on the three-point attempt. Back comes Boise State. The fall away goes. Pasco lost it, got it back, and then scored. Pasco, an all-freshman team performer, averaging 8 points per game. Early 4-0 lead for the Broncos.
Gordy Presnell in his 18th season. We have seen the Boise State Broncos bring just about every part of their game each and every year as he graduates, and then he develops players, then he graduates players, then he develops players, and they just keep coming, and that's why they are the 6th seed.
Utah State turnover right there. Yeah, I mean, the question to Gordy is, how long do you want to do this for? But he has this excellent freshman class. Danny Bayes, Natalie Pasco, Maya Hansen a part of this group, Tatum Thompson. And Gordy has said he believes this group can be as good as that phenomenal core that he had that won 4 consecutive Mountain West Tournament championships in 5 and 6 years.
Trista Hull, also just a sophomore. She's a great backup post. She'll come off the bench.
Boise turns it over. Carvalho into the front court. Gets in the lane. The fall away. Muse the rebound.
Boy, they want to run the floor. Look at the early work by the big. That's what they can do. Lalott gets down the floor. The patience, the point guards are going to wait. Let her get there. You've got to win the foot game.
Beautiful feed narrow to Lalott. Aggies 0 for their first 4. Carvalho gets this step and one.
And a fist pump to go with it. And Kayla Ard, the head coach, Utah State loves it. She knows it's going to take everything. She knows it's going to take fist pumps. She knows it's going to take energy. It's going to take passion. And this is energy and passion right there. Excellent follow through. Carvalho from Lisbon, Portugal, got that nice little international flair and passion for the game. And, you know, they say she's 5'8" on the roster, and I'm saying no way. She's about 5'6", 5'7". She might play a little bit bigger, but she's a graduate player who knows this game, a high basketball IQ.
Great look, narrow to Muse. Abby just caught herself too far under the bucket. Robinson, a pull-up 3, in and out, no good. Utah State is going to need to hit from downtown in this game if they want to stay with Boise State and pull the upset. Ball screen, Bayes, the pull-up. She got fouled. She'll go to the line.
You are seeing early what Boise State wants to do in terms of execution on that ball screen. They can come out pretty far. You can get wide ball screens, and those point guards, and, you know, a player like Danny Bayes is just a freshman already learning how to use that ball screen action. What are some of the best options? Great growth throughout her very young career in just year 1. Bayes, who stop and pops off that ball screen too. And we're going to see that. She takes a lot of threes.
Bayes and Pasco, both all freshman team performers for Boise State. Maya Hansen certainly had the numbers, but she missed 7 games in conference play with a knee injury just recently. Able to come back. She was starting, now coming off the bench. The depth is there for Boise State right now, particularly with this excellent freshman class. Christina Oliva on the floor, a drive and kick for Utah State. Tamia Robinson splits defenders. Klopfenstein catches, fires the 3, too strong.
It's a good look, though. That's a good look, and that is her look.
Already 4 rebounds in this first quarter for Abby Muse, averaging 9 a game on the year. Bays the step back. Robinson the rebound. Crossover and kick to Carvalho. She gets into the paint. Klopfenstein, pump fake, put it on the floor, blocked by Abby Muse. Mountain West leading shot blocker, her 90th of this season. And Pasco able to connect at the other end, 10-3. Another note on Abby Muse, Tammy. She has now passed Mallory McGuire for number 2 in program history in career rebounds.
Mallory McGuire, who first went to Oregon and then transferred to Boise State, finished a great career with those big numbers that you just mentioned. Now gets her record broken.
Fraley, catch and shoot 3, too strong.
Well, you've seen some of those outside shots. Fraley just took that one and missed. Klopfenstein, who's an outside shooter, the senior at 6'1". They've got good height that can step out and get the good looks.
Boise State turns it back over to Utah State. A 7-point lead here in the first at the Thomas and Mack Center Mountain West Tournament in Vegas. Boise State up early on Utah State in this 6-11 matchup of the Mountain West Tournament. The winner advancing to get Colorado State tomorrow night. 7 of 8 spots in the quarterfinals are booked. Nevada an overtime win over Fresno State in game number 1 today. San Jose State the upset on Air Force. As the Spartans get Wyoming tomorrow night, now it's Boise State and Utah State. And the winner gets CSU. Krista Hull into the game now. Narrow, catch and shoot, corner 3, buries it.
That's a rhythm shot right there. Yeah, just coming off of that baseline run, turn, catch and shoot. Little rhythm, feels pretty good, great release.
Narrow, in addition to being this team's point guard, also their best on-ball defender. And you see it right there, she's on Robinson. Shot clock winding down. Oliva has to heave up a 3. It's short. Into the hands of Muse, but she couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds. So here's the question. Is that out on Boise State, or is that a shot clock violation? Well, Utah State, which would be Boise State ball.
It's a good question, and that's actually what Chuck Gonzalez, one of our officials here, is going to talk about. They're going to go back and so they'll reset it to 1 second.
And it will be Aggie ball.
Aggie ball.
The buzzer had not actually sounded.
Quick catch and shoot, if not a tip.
And it's blocked by Muse. Second block of the game for Abby Muse. 3 blocks per game, 3.2 in conference play this year. She set the program single season record. That was her 91st block of the year. The 7th leading shot blocker in the country, Abby Muse.
Quick shot by Danny Bays at the other end. Know this about Danny Bays. She's a good, confident shooter. She's a great spot-up shooter. She's a rhythm shooter, but she can also not always have to be in rhythm to make her shots. You have to contest every shot. You got to have long closeouts. You cannot go under on screens.
Leads this team with 49 made threes. Carvalho short on the step back. 7-0 run Boise State.
See Oliva try to go over, but she gets caught. And if you're a small guard, you're going to get caught up and you're going to get slowed down. That's going to leave shooters for the Broncos open.
Utah State team struggling to shoot right now at 1 of 13, but they're active defensively. Fraley steps out on Narrow. Tough shot. Contested jumper, no. Putback doesn't fall from Hull. Out of bounds, though, and it will stay with Boise State, and 20 on the shot clock. Tatum Thompson, one of those excellent freshmen into the game, averaging 6 points per.
Yeah, she's got good height, too. You know, these are the bigs. I mean, she's a big guard. They list her as a guard at 6'1". She's out of Woodinville, Washington. She's got great size.
Into Bays, right off the inbound, the rebound Oliva. Ahead to Carvalho. Utah State playing inside out. Drive and kick. Carvalho, corner three, knocks it down. Carvalho has all 6 for Utah State.
Give her more. She can shoot.
Maya Hansen steps inside the arc and knocks it down from the mid-range.
How about that for the 5'9" freshman? Stepping in that mid-range. You're just seeing the versatility of this Broncos club. Long range, mid-range. They can get to the rim. They use their posts in a variety of ways. Make it a scouting report, very difficult to guard.
Foul was on the floor. That was on Maya Hansen, her first. Just the second team foul on Boise State. Clean quarter thus far, just 3 total fouls between these two teams.
I love the confidence of Carvalho coming in and shooting that. Maria, who shoots at 33% from downtown, draining them from the quarter. She's got those 2 threes late here in the first quarter. Not much offense for the Aggies. On the other side, the Broncos closing in on 20 points, and that's a good high-low look. Muscles it up. What a pass.
Thompson to hole in the finish, the jump pass. Well, you saw it from Thompson. She got up right there. Gordy Presnell calls her one of the most athletic players he's ever coached, and that's saying something for a guy with 36 years experience in the business. Kimball backs her way into the paint. Fraley's turnaround looked like Hull got a piece of it. Oliva got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. 18 on the shot clock. Boise State ball. They'll inbound from the corner.
I love the way that Christina Oliva, the sophomore guard for the Aggies, she's a hustle player. You know, she stands out right away. When you start watching this team and you look and you say, all right, they got to play with a lot of heart and a lot of passion, right? And Oliva brings that.
Lindsay Labrovich into the game now for Boise State. Her first appearance in this first quarter. Thompson, a handoff to Narrow. Hansen steps inside the arc, pull-up jump shot, doesn't fall. And it's Utah State ball. Aggies get the stop. They needed that. Now they need a bucket.
Has not been an easy year for the Aggies at 1-17 in conference, 4-25 overall. But here they are. They show up. They're playing with a good pace to start, good energy to start. They have every reason to come in here hanging their head low. It's easy to do when things aren't going your way, but that is not what this Aggies club is about.
Tamia Robinson the rebound, outlet ahead to Oliva. Last victory for Utah State came back on January 16th. It was a road win at Fresno State. They beat the Bulldogs by 10. They've dropped 12 consecutive since then.
That's an automatic shot every time. Looked good out of the hands of Narrow. Didn't go.
Robinson able to turn the long rebound into a transition opportunity.
She's got speed. She's 5'9" out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the junior with some experience. She can take it to the rim. She's very good on the finish, and she's got a good touch. You see that release there.
Back within single digits. Hansen goes up and gets fouled with 1.9 seconds left on the game clock in the quarter. That will send the freshman from Billings, Montana to the line.
And if you're Olivo, you're wishing that you had not taken a hack at that one, but you love the way Olivo goes over to the sideline. And Kayla Ard, just watch the top of your screen. Kayla Ard, the head coach at Utah State. Watch how she continues to encourage her players. She will rarely sit down. She gives a high five to Olivo.
Robinson misses from half court. 10-point lead, Boise State after one. The Broncos, 35% from the field. They lead it by 10. We go to the second. 18-8 our score. Second quarter about to get underway here at the Thomas & Mack. The 5-time Mountain West Tournament champions Boise State leading the 11-seed Utah State. First ever meeting between Boise State and Utah State in the Mountain West Tournament. And Bronco team really closed the season strong. 7-2 over their last 9 since January 30th. Their only losses against UNLV and Colorado State. And that pushes it up to 20-8. 12-point lead, largest of the basketball game for Boise State. Robinson trying to get to the baseline. Nice step through by Wickstrom. Layup just does not go down.
Just couldn't curl it, couldn't roll it off her fingers off that glass. And Robinson steps in the passing lane, and she'll get a run out there. Easy deuce.
Outruns Hansen to the bucket. Utah State now in double figures with 10. Robinson with 4, Carvalho 6 for Utah State.
You can see that the Aggies were trying to get to the middle, and the Broncos are not giving up middle penetration. They are guarding that and forcing the Aggies to shoot from the outside, knowing that they are 4 of 20, shooting 20%.
Muse had it stripped on the drive. And they'll say she kicked it out of bounds. Utah State ball.
If you really think about it, you've got Fraley, who's missed a couple, and she's on the bench right now. She's 0 of 4. Klopfenstein is 0 of 3, including 0 of 2 from downtown. You just change a few of those, get those, some of those players get those buckets, get them hot, and it's a whole different score.
A good looking shot there from Robinson. Just does not go down.
Only 2 players scored here for the Aggies. Meanwhile, 8 players for the Broncos have scored.
Boise State, the #1 field goal defense team in this conference, and so far Utah State is shooting 19% from the floor. And that's a triple for Maya Hansen, best 3-point shooter on this team at 39% coming in. The spin and the finish. Kimball.
Heck of a follow through by Kimball. Another one of those graduate players at 5'11" out of New Hampshire. The spin move. You got to love the spin move. And a little bit of muscle with playing through the rim. And a nifty 3-point play there.
Kimball, 98 games played at Merrimack College in North Andover, Maryland. Another turnover and an easy 2 for Robinson. And we're back within single digits in an 8-point game.
Well, they'll force their opponents into about 16 turnovers, will the Aggies.
Pasco can't answer. Carvalho leading scorer on this team, but she is a tough on-ball defender.
That's a great drive on ball reversal. That is there, and look at this. The Aggies are showing some life. Wickstrom with the beautiful move. I love when players realize that on the pass they're good, but on ball reversal, this lane is oftentimes there. Because on that weak side, players are trying to get back into defensive shape, and you often see either middle or baseline penetration. Wickstrom all over that.
Got Muse in the air. First foul on Abby Muse. We're within 6. 7-0 run Utah State.
Wow, just a 2-possession game for the Aggies, where the largest lead was 13 for the Broncos at one point.
Made their last 3. Lalott backing down. Strong move. And a whistle. Muse went over the back. That's 2 personals now on Muse just here in the last minute. And Gordy Presnell will have her head to the bench. Boise State is led by as many as 13. It's down to 6 on this 7-0 run. Wickstrom traveled, shuffled her feet. got caught in a moment of indecision.
Yep, she thought that she had a player, and they were, in fact, denied. And credit the Broncos defense for taking away some of those passing lanes. Ooh, that's a travel on Bays.
Yeah, thought about the three, put it on the floor, but she walked. 6:20 to go in a 6-point game. Utah State has made their last 3. See if they can cut further into this lead. Good opportunity to do it as well with Muse on the bench with 2 fouls. But a turnover there. Oh, in rhythm, pretty. Bays over to Hull.
Good take by Wickstrom again, coming back from not necessarily ball reversal, but at least trying to get it from the wing to the point guard, back to the wing for a quick catch and shoot.
Narrow, put it on the floor, blocked by Robinson, but kicked right back to Boise State. Missed opportunity there for the Aggies. Let's see if they can get another stop.
Came off of Kimball's foot. That was just unlucky.
Bays feeds the post. Hull's turnaround. Out of bounds. Utah State ball. Credit to Kimball. Tough post defense. Held her position. Did not foul. Three team fouls on Boise State this quarter. None on Utah State.
Falslev Wickizer with a quick shot in that shot clock as she checks into the game and gets the look and wants to see if she can keep this momentum here for the Aggies.
Narrow to Lalott. And a hand in the passing lane, stolen back by Utah State. Robinson ahead, Carvalho, the reverse. Tapped, and Utah State corrals it. They'll get another opportunity here at second chance points. That was a good look for Carvalho. Just couldn't get the position to get it off the glass.
Oh, look at Wickizer. She wants to shoot the rock. Oh, heck of a move there.
Carvalho going right at Narrow.
There's no backing down. Carvalho, there's no backing down.
Game high 8 for Maria Carvalho in this first half.
Gutty player, courageous shot.
Bays gets to the rim and able to put it up and in. Timeout on the floor. 27-19, Boise State the lead. But Utah State outscoring the Broncos 11-9 here in the second. Out of the timeout, Utah State down 8. 27-19, Boise State leading the way. Maya Hansen with 6. That leads Boise State. Maria Carvalho of Utah State leading all scorers with 8 points. For Utah State, on a 12-game losing skid, the focus has been keeping the team together, staying healthy, and really just keeping the mentality in the right place. And Kayla Ard certainly had her team ready to play here today. Carvalho gets the screen from Kimball. The pick and pop. Kimball, front iron, no. Tapped and controlled by Boise State.
You know what they say? They say that, yeah, well, on paper, you know, Boise State is obviously got the advantage, or they say a team has this advantage on paper. We don't play the game on paper. We play the game live on a basketball court on the hardwood, where people have an opportunity to show up and show what they've given. And when you're dealing with a survive and advanced scenario, all that paper really means nothing.
That time, Bays had the advantage and got the step. A super freshman out of Brisbane, Australia. 2 times the Mountain West Freshman of the Week. Hit 3 or more threes in a game 7 times this season. See Jada Clark come in for the first time here today. Clark, a sophomore. And Carvalho, a good strong drive, gets contact and will go to the stripe.
As is evidenced by the way Utah State is showing up and willing their team at 4-25 overall record. Carvalho certainly isn't playing like Boise State is the better team on paper. The slate is wiped clean. Oftentimes coaches will tell you that this is their second season. Conference is really their first season. Non-conference is sort of a preparation for season. And then you get to a place like the tournament, the league tournament, the conference tournament, and we have seen crazier things happen. That is why we play this game.
Oh, the catch and shoot three in rhythm from Danny Bays. Bays up to 5 rebounds. Her season and career high is 7. Kimball will take a 3 and get it to fall. 32-24, back to single digits.
The Aggies can keep it to single digits going into the locker room at the half. There's going to be a pretty cool pep talk by head coach Kayla Ard at the half to this Aggies team.
Kimball's got 6. They feed the post a hole. Too strong, but a turnover in the backcourt. Out of bounds and last touched by Boise State. It'll be Utah State ball.
Gordy Presnell says, "Oh, Kimball touched that." In disbelief, the call is the call. Here it is right here. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Kimball touched it last," right through the wickets.
Christina Oliva comes back in, but Carvalho gets dinged for the moving screen. Stuck the leg out.
Big stop coming here for the Aggies if they can.
Bays trying to get a step, left it for Thompson. Back comes Utah State. Robinson a crossover and backs it out. Approaching the 1-minute mark. Robinson driving kick. Oliva open corner 3. Weak side rebound Hull.
Boy, did the Broncos get up the floor fast on a Aggie miss.
They want to go. Reach in foul. They called that on Oliva. Second foul on Christina Oliva. Second team foul on Utah State. Side out of bounds coming up as Thompson will throw it in for Boise State. Bays, Narrow, Hull, and Clark rounding out the 5 on the floor for Boise State. Wickstrom returns, replacing Oliva. Christina Oliva with 2 fouls for Utah State, the sophomore transfer from Sierra College. Bays pump fake to her right. Good look. Big time offensive rebound. Turnaround too strong from Thompson. And the foul got called on Hull over the back.
I sure do like the way that Danny Bays looks for her shot. I like the way that she produces her shot, produces her opportunities, creates off the bounce. Maybe presses the envelope a little bit too much sometimes, but when you are a good shooter, you know your shot. When you're a confident shooter, you know when to shoot.
Kimball makes the first. 80% free throw shooter. Mason Kimball had a game earlier this year. She went 5 of 5 from 3 against Southeast Louisiana. First Aggie to ever do that. 6-point game. See if Utah State can get a stop, cut into this lead any further. Broncos have missed their last 4. Clark over in the corner. Narrow goes right at the bucket. And got contact and a foul. Good strong take from Mary Kay Narrow, the junior from Beaverton, Oregon. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Best on-ball defender on this team. Classic pass-first point guard, but you saw it right there. When she needs to, she can put her head down and get to the basket.
Playing hard. 30 minutes a game she gives this team, and she doesn't come out very long. She needs a couple of spells here and there, and of course, Coach Presnell has some depth on this bench. All you got to do is look at who plays and who's doing what. But you got a player like Narrow, you're going to try to keep her in because of her decision-making.
Maria Carvalho runs it up for the 11-seed Utah State Aggies. Half winding down. Wickstrom, the take. Well, she got into the paint. She had a look, but she picked up her dribble and traveled. So the turnover, Boise State ball, and that brings us to the half. Danny Bays with 9 points to lead Boise State. An 8-point lead at 34-26 at the break. Maria Carvalho 10 to lead Utah State. Your halftime show coming up next.
Well, boy, have we had some fun here today in Las Vegas to kick off the 2023 Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. At the half, Boise State up 34-26 over the number 11 seed Utah State. These two teams met earlier in the season, and it was Boise State coming out on top 89-41, and the Broncos picking up right where they left off in that regular season game. But welcome inside the Thomas and Mack Center. I'm Bridget Howard. Earlier today, the Mountain West announced its Coach and Players of the Year awards. Here's a look.
Colorado State's very own McKenna Hofschild is the Mountain West Player of the Year. The senior Ram finished the regular season leading the league in scoring, averaging nearly 22 points per game, while shooting almost 45% from the field and over 39% from three. The Minnesota native dished out 6.5 assists per game in conference action and was second in the league with a 2.85 assist-to-turnover ratio. Hofschild collected 3 Mountain West Weekly honors this season. Abby Muse from Boise State is the Defensive Player of the Year. Muse finished the conference season leading the league in blocks with 58 over the course of the 18 Mountain West games, averaging over 3 per game. The junior Bronco ranked second in the league, pulling down 151 rebounds, 30 offensive and 121 defensive, averaging over 8 rebounds per game. Colorado State's Destiny Thurman is the newcomer of the year. The senior transfer averaged over 13 points per game, shooting nearly 45% from the field and from long range. The newcomer came down with a total of 86 rebounds for the Rams this season, averaging 5.38 rebounds per game. Thurman notched 28 steals in league action, averaging nearly 2 per game. Coming off the bench for UNLV, sophomore Kiara Jackson made her impact for the Lady Rebels and earns the 6th Person of the Year honors. Jackson put in solid minutes for the Lady Rebels this season, averaging over 7 points per game, totaling 142 on the year. Defensively, the Lady Rebel pulled down 2.44 rebounds per game in Mountain West play. The Freshman of the Year is Melina Peterson from Wyoming. Helping the Cowgirls to a 13-5 record in conference action, the 5-time Freshman of the Week honoree averaged over 11 points per game, shooting 49% from the field and 30% from three-point land. Peterson put up 206 points for the Cowgirls this season, while also getting it done on the defensive end, pulling down 78 rebounds, averaging over 4 per game. For the second time in 3 years, UNLV's Lindy LaRocque is the Mountain West Coach of the Year. The Las Vegas native led the Lady Rebels to an 18-0 record in Mountain West action, marking the first undefeated conference season for the Scarlet and Gray since 1985. The Lady Rebels earned its highest national ranking since 1993 this season and are just the 4th Mountain West program all time to achieve an undefeated record in conference play.
Well, it's certainly been an exciting season for Mountain West women's basketball, and it's just going to continue here all week long in Las Vegas. Well, congratulations to all of our award winners, and stay tuned because on Tuesday at noon Pacific time, the men's postseason awards will be announced, so stick with us. Well, coming up after the break, we will have post-game highlights, stats, and more, so stick with us.
Don't forget to redeem your digital coupon goods.
Well, let's keep it rolling here in Las Vegas. At the half, Boise State up 34-26 over the Utah State Aggies. At the half, it's Boise State, and they're just going to keep this thing rolling. It seems like Gordy Presnell and crew, we might get a Gordy Gritty after this game, but who knows? Let me tell you guys, the Gordy Gritty, that's some good Twitter video right there. Well, let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. From that first half, Boise State got things going early on. It was Elodie Lalott with the layup. Lalott currently leads the team in scoring this season, averaging 10.2 points per game. But then it was Maria Carvalho with the and one layup. She's the leader for the Aggies this season, leads them in points, rebounds, and made threes. The only Mountain West player to lead her team in all 3 categories this season. Well, then we've got this. How about that? A 3-ball from Mary Kay Narrow. This Boise State team has had 11 players score in double figures at least once this year. Mary Kay Narrow, one of those returners for this Boise State team who's been getting it done. Well then, here we go. Again, a layup for the Broncos. Continuing to get things done on the court. Then let's go to the second quarter. And how about this? Another 3. Are we surprised from the Boise State Broncos? Maya Hansen, another freshman. Gordy Presnell, probably pretty happy with the freshman and the future that he's got with this Boise State team. And then how about that? Mason Kimball, don't count him out just yet. She's got that and one. And then how about these Aggies? They've got some scrappy players. Tamia Robinson being one of them with the steal, a little layup to add a 2 for the Aggies. And then Olivia Wilkstrom. How about it? And one to keep things going for the Aggies and try and chip away at that deficit they put themselves in. And then we've got a jumper from Boise State. And then how about this? Danny Bays, the layup, the freshman from Australia, approaching a career high in rebounds tonight. Got 5 right now, needs 2 more to match her career high. And then Mason Kimball, the 3-pointer. Nothing's better than the 3-pointer, right? How about it to end that first half, second quarter, Mason Kimball. Let's take a look at some of the stats from that first half. The Aggies shooting 29% from the field. They're 3rd in the Mountain West in 3s per game right now, only 2 in that first half, so they got to start finding some looks, knocking them down. Rebounds, the Broncos leading the boards 27-16, but both teams equally got to start taking a little bit better care of the ball with 9 turnovers. Well, looking at this team zone map, Utah State, like I mentioned, 29% from the field, shooting just 15% from 3-point land. Got to get that going here in the second half. Well, let's take a look at the Boise State side of things. 13-34 from the field. They've hit 3 threes so far, and actually the Broncos, they've had their 3-point percentage had a 7.6 increase from last season to this year, the 8th largest improvement. So let's see what the Broncos can do and the Aggies in this second half. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Nate Kreckman and Tammy Blackburn on the call.
Let's get this second half underway at the Thomas and Mack. Boise State and Utah State. Broncos, the 6th seed, up 8. Led by the freshman Danny Bays with 9 points in that opening half. Danny with 5 rebounds to go along with that. Abby Muse will be back on the floor to inbound the ball to start this second half. Muse limited to just 10 minutes of the opening 20 due to foul trouble, playing with 2 personal fouls. Bays, Lalott, and Pasco, the 5 on the floor for Boise State. Along with Tammy Blackburn, I'm Nate Kreckman here on the Mountain West Network. Great to have you with us here tonight as we got our third and final first-round matchup of the day. Boise State, if they can hang on and advance. Utah State trying to make the comeback. Winner gets Colorado State. Elodie Lalott pushes the Boise State lead back to 10.
An early bucket by Lalott. Not surprised they're trying to get their bigs going down in the block. They can score from the outside. We saw a great display of shooting, 40%. A lot of those coming from mid-range and long range, but you got to get those touches down in that post.
Step back and a bucket from Robinson. She's fired up.
I love her game. I mean, she really came to play today. She is somebody that not only gives you that energy, but she's great in terms of trying to get to the rim and attacking mode, and a good defender as well. But man, I swear to every time you see the Aggies go down and work to get something, the Broncos come right back down, and sometimes they answer so quickly.
They go right back to Lalott. Obviously a focus coming out of the locker room at halftime. Doesn't go for Klopfenstein. Kayla Ard knew Lalott and Muse were going to be a tough matchup. Klopfenstein really kind of playing out of position as a big, more of a guard. Robinson comes away with it. Boy, Tamia Robinson just plays with such a high motor. One step to her left, three-pointer looked good coming out of her hand, just a little too strong.
Like how she chose to reject that screen and step back for a shot there, trying to just show that she's got a little bit of a different game. She's not always going to use that screen.
Nice job by Lalott to find the cutter and Muse. She'll go to the line. First on Klopfenstein, first team foul of the second half on Utah State.
The Broncos are so good at sharing that sugar. 11 assists.
1 of 2. Abby Muse today named All Mountain West honorable mention, as well as she is the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, leading shot blocker, and top 10 in the nation, leading in this conference. And a whistle and a foul.
That's what you get when you take it. You know, you try to hurt your defender off the bounce, and I like that attack mode.
Nice job by Utah State to swing the ball around, get an open three. Falslev Wickgeiser from downtown.
I mean, way downtown. That is a deep DEEP three.
Back to an 8-point game. Utah State really hanging around.
That's a Caitlin Clark three out of University of Iowa. She hit a few deep ones today, and Falslev Wickgeiser says, I got the same range.
Every time you flip on SportsCenter between Damian Lillard and Caitlin Clark, like who hit from deeper that night?
I think Caitlin Clark might win that battle.
The quality of three-point shooters, Tammy, and you can really speak to this. I mean, since your playing days, the way that the three-point shot has been really focused on. It's such an efficient shot, and you know, these shooters from a very young age, they are taught this is the shot that you want to get. This is the most efficient way to play offensive basketball. The quality of shooting is through the roof these days.
The way that they create their own shot, the way that they come off and their teammates create their shot for them, the way they get shots in transition. Even that three ball, the offensive board three ball has become such a big thing. The crack back, I love the crack back move. And you see guards penetrate, and shooters will step up and kind of replace where that guard started, and they'll be ready to step up, and they get a lot of three balls. There's a lot of good ways that you can get the three-ball game going.
I mean, this is a game where in the third quarter already, both of these teams in double figures in three-point attempts. Some of your Aztec teams, I don't know if they would have done that for an entire game.
That's true.
Utah State turns it back over. These coaches, they want efficiency. They want the ball in the paint. They want shots at the rim. And they want their shooters to take those threes. And they'll live with the misses.
You've got the best three-point shooter on the Utah State Aggies in Fraley, Natalie Fraley, right? And unfortunately, she's 0 of 2 from 3. She's got to try to get her touches when she's in the game.
That's a big foul. That's the third on Klopfenstein. When she goes to the bench, Utah State really giving up a lot of size, especially when Muse and Lalott are on the floor. And right away, they go to Muse, and an interior pass to Lalott, and the bucket right on cue. Boise State taking advantage of their size.
Yeah, 6'1" there, and she just plays with such fierce and forcefulness, and you know, she is buttering the bread right here in the third quarter is Lalott. Nice take. Good drive. Too easy if you're Boise State by allowing that penetration to happen.
Yeah, Kimball right down Broadway. Narrow gets the ball screen from her big and Muse in the corner. Pasco, entry pass. Lalott. 8 points this quarter for Elodie Lalott. She's now got 10 for the basketball game to go with 5 rebounds. But Elodie Lalott has taken over in the first 4 minutes of the third.
Has she missed a shot here in the third quarter? She was 1 of 3, and she
has not missed. 4 of 4 in the quarter.
5-7, 4-4.
Fraley got the step, got to the bucket. Whistle. Foul's called underneath. That's on Abby Muse. 3 personals now on the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. And again, Muse will go to the bench. Hull returns now for Boise State.
Look at Gordy Presnell just going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, Lalott's really gotten going. Muse has not been able to find much of a rhythm in this game. Even though in limited minutes, she does have 8 rebounds. Abby Muse played and started all 31 games this year. Terrific junior season. Lalott pulls down her 6th board. Is probing, narrow, catch and shoot 3. Good look. Lalott got a hand on it, couldn't corral it. Out of bounds, Utah State ball. For the basketball game, the Aggies at 33% from the field, 3 of 16 from downtown. They're going to have to hit some triples if they want to close this gap and make this a tight game in the fourth quarter. Carvalho. Oh, that was a good look. Hull went up and got the rebound, nearly stolen away by Fraley. And the depth of Boise State has just been on display. They have gone 11 deep in this game to just 8 for Utah State, and that makes a difference.
Travel on Trista Hull underneath the basket.
Trying to get the putback, couldn't get it to go, turns it over. Utah State ball when we come back. 4:50 to go in the third. Colorado State awaiting the winner between Boise State and Utah State. The 6th seed Broncos up 11. Last time these two teams met, Tammy, in Boise back on the 18th of February. Broncos won at 89-41, the 48-point margin of victory, the largest in Mountain West history for Boise State. Utah State, they've come to play, and they have been able to stay within striking distance all night here against Boise. Boy, Fraley had a floater in the lane. She'd like that one back. That was a good look in amongst Elodie Lalott and Trista Hull, the bigs on the floor for Boise State.
Fraley just needs to get going. 0 of 5. I mentioned that earlier. She is a player that can give you some good looks and shooting 37% coming into this tournament. She just hasn't been able to find the net.
Second foul on Trista Hull as Robinson hit the floor. Lob up top for Fraley. Carvalho and Narrow. This has been a fun battle to watch all night here. Two high motor players. Kimball, a pump fake. Backs down her defender, and it's stripped away out of bounds. Utah State ball with 5 on the shot clock. Ballslev, Wickizer. That was an open look from the corner off the inbounds. But the struggles continue from downtown. Utah State now just 3 of 18. Stripped away out of bounds, but the ball will stay with Boise State. Boise State 11-7 in conference. They have won 10 or more conference games 9 of the past 10 seasons. Remarkable consistency from Gordy Presnell with this Boise State program. Maya Hansen, a part of this excellent freshman class, got clobbered by Robinson. Free throws coming up now for Maya Hansen. Thompson, Bays, Pasco. Very promising future with these excellent underclassmen. And an interesting mix with some of the upperclassmen of Lalott and Narrow and Muse with this team here in Boise State. Interesting chemistry, but Tammy, this is a Boise State team that, quite frankly, they get hot. They can make a run in this tournament.
Narrow, Muse, Lalott, the three starters that we're used to seeing. Juniors, right? So they've got a year of experience playing with these young team and these young players that are getting good minutes. Players like Danny Bays, freshman, Hansen, Trista Hull, sophomore.
Ooh, the take from Robinson.
Yep, she's bringing it this second half. But the combination of this time is going to bode well for them together, especially for next year. Imagine how much better they're going to be next year.
Oh, tipped away and stolen. Kimball with the active hands ahead. Carvalho, the pull-up. Oh, back iron, no good. Wanted that one. Out of bounds, though. It'll stay with Utah State. Boise State can't believe it. Gordy Presnell out near midcourt.
Trista Hull can't believe it. They called it off of her. She wanted over the back. She thought she had a good box out. And I got to say, that was really good box out. That was like textbook boxing out by Trista Hull. Chuck Gonzalez, one of our officials, getting in that little fray there. With Fraley, Trista Hull, Lalott, all trying to establish position. He's like, okay, ladies.
Oh, Fraley got by Lalott. Had a look right at the rim. Could not get it to go down.
Heck of a move, though. You got to appreciate the move. Quick. Man.
Hansen gets an open look. And it falls.
Put it in the hands of Hansen and just let her go to work from deep. And Nate, this is a Boise State team that is playing like they won 7 of their last 9 before coming to Las Vegas.
Oh, Hull thought she had it clean, but she caught Robinson on the follow through. That'll send Robinson to the line. 14-point game, largest lead of the game now for Boise State. They have put the screws on Utah State defensively. Aggies just 1 of their last 7 from the field. And Boise State has led the entire basketball game.
2 points for this, 10 points in this third quarter so far for the Aggies. A lot of those coming by way of that player right there in Robinson.
She makes them both. Robinson with 12, Carvalho and Kimball joining Tamia Robinson in double figures for Utah State. Ooh, tough screen. Hansen stepped inside the arc and knocked it down from 18 feet.
If you're a good team in terms of screen setting, right? You're doing things for your teammates to get them open. If you're screening guards and you set good screens, those guards are going to get caught up. They're going to get slowed down a lot because it's just harder to get around, over, under if you're a good screener. Inside
2 minutes to go now here in the third. Narrow wasn't looking for it. Robinson comes away with it. Now Robinson had it knocked away from behind it, stolen back by Boise State.
Bodies flying all over the hardwood.
3-on-2 the otother way. Bays a drive and a kick and a beautiful feed inside to Thompson.
Woo, Danny Bays showing us a dime.
16-point game, largest lead now for Boise State. With 1:32 to go here in the third. We're back after this on the Mountain West Network. Boise State has pushed the lead to 16 points, largest of the basketball game. 20 points they put up here in this third quarter of action. They've made their last 3 from the field. Maya Hansen has 13. And Elodie Lalott has gone off for 8 in this third quarter. She's got 10 for the basketball game. She's on double-double watch with 8 rebounds. Christina Oliva now in the game for Utah State out of the timeout. What the Aggies can do to stop this Boise State run. Robinson's been the answer all night.
Nice cut.
Wickstrom pump fake. No. Tough shot. So much size down low. The length of Boise State has really given Utah State a lot of problems.
Great cut. There is a lot of traffic down there, but that was a really good cut. And I thought she had a pretty decent window there to get that shot off.
Hansen had a great look. Another opportunity, though. Hull had the ball get caught on her leg. It just lost the handle on it and gets called for steps.
Yeah, her footwork just wasn't quite right as she was trying to grab that ball. She tried to keep that right knee up a little bit longer, but it came down before she could get rid of the ball. Tough.
Wow. With the left hand. Falling away from the basket with the English. Robinson's got 14.
What a second half it has been for Robinson.
Bays, crossover, drive, kick, narrow. Baseline drive. Over to Thompson, but she had it stripped away. Oliva running the break in the front court. Picked up her dribble, but deflected by Hull. Now narrow the other way.
Smart pull out. You still got time.
Bays splits 2 defenders. Can't get it to fall. Quarter ends. But Boise State up 14 as we head to the fourth here in Las Vegas. 54-40. Boise State trying to hang on and advance. Fourth quarter about to get underway here at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Great to be back with you here in March. Mountain West Madness time. Game number 3 of the day between Utah State and Boise State.
Hughes back in for the Broncos. Remember, she's the second leading scorer. She's been held to 3 points in this game. They'd like to get her some more touches, get her some more buckets for what they are hoping to be another game for the Broncos tomorrow.
9th rebound for Lalott. Where the ball just moves so quickly for this Boise State offense. Hansen got to the paint, floater a little too strong. Klopfenstein the rebound, but a tie-up. Possession arrow will stay with Boise State. Hansen working off the ball screen.
That looked good too. Well, I tell you, the confidence of this freshman bunch for Boise State is pretty fun to watch. You know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, but they are part of a a disciplined team coached by one of the best. And Gordy Presnell, nice move.
The head fake and then split two defenders. Ishaya Klopfenstein. That was just her first field goal of this game.
Speaking of freshmen and fantastic, Danny Bays.
Yeah, check that. That was Bays off the window.
You think about that 42% of the team scoring, which is the 4th highest in the nation. You think about that. We've talked about that. That's a bunch of points from a young group on a good team, the 6th-seeded team in this conference.
7 Mountain West Freshman of the Year honors this year for Boise State. Pasco got it 4 times, Bays twice, Hansen once. Gordy Presnell loves this freshman group.
You stick together, he can keep him out of the portal. And they play together. Imagine their sophomore, junior, senior year, what they could be.
Put back up and in for Klopfenstein.
All you got to do is look to teams around the nation who have played together for long periods and avoided the transfer portal. You know, Washington State University comes to mind. They just won the Pac-12 championship, the tournament earlier today. That's a team that stayed together, played together, won together. And that's what Gordy Presnell has in this Boise State team, potentially.
Hansen, assisted by Narrow from downtown.
Missed that last shot. She wasn't going to miss that one. 3rd
triple for Maya Hansen. She's got 3 of the 5 threes in this game that Boise State has hit. 15-point game. Klopfenstein going right at Lalott, but a whistle and a reach-in foul on Abby Muse, her 4th.
You know, you have to admire Klopfenstein and her ability to stay in that play. I mean, she's not the quickest player when she's trying to make a move to the basket. You know, she's slowed up a little bit by that right leg that has that pretty hefty knee brace on it. But she stays in it. She's gutty, she's gritty. You know, she's a strong player, doesn't back down, and she makes her breaks.
Makes them both. Klopfenstein spent last season at Robert Morris in Pittsburgh. 8 points and 5 rebounds per. Played 2 seasons at Dawson Community College in Montana. Also the 3rd leading free throw shooter in the Mountain West this year at 83%.
Ooh, it looked like Narrow went down, grabbed her
left ankle.
Muse checked out on that last dead ball, and just a hole came back in. Muse, by the way, I said she only had 3 points, and she's the 2nd leading scorer on this team, but she does have 10 rebounds. She is playing with 4 personal fouls, but still 10 boards. That's big time. In 17 minutes, too.
Narrow will stay on the floor. Boise State up 13. Pasco already has a career high with 5 assists in this game. Entry pass tipped away by Klopfenstein. Hansen trying to get it down low to Lalott. 6 on the shot clock and a baseline out of bounds for Boise State. Hansen in the corner, got to get to work. Goes to the rim and gets it to go.
Hansen's just putting on a show here in this 2nd half. She's got 18 on 6 of 9 and 3 of 4 from long range. Stepped up to the free throw line, shooting 75%.
Her high game in Mountain West play, 19. So we'll be watching that. A knee injury forced Maya Hansen to miss 7 games in conference play. Her role has changed a bit. She's coming off the bench now, but she's played. Now this is her 3rd consecutive game. And she has been terrific today. She's ready for March.
Good work at the free throw line by Klopfenstein.
4 of 4 at the line for Klopfenstein, 8 points. Balanced scoring day for Utah State. Robinson leading the way with 14. Carvalho and Kimball, 10 points apiece. Here's Carvalho working out on the break. Klopfenstein going at Lalott, keeping the pivot foot, going up and finishing strong.
That's what I'm talking about. She's not going to beat you with a real quick move to the bucket, but you see how she stayed in it, and she just tried to continue to make a move. She felt the presence and the defense on her backside of Lalott, and then she knew exactly where to go over that left shoulder.
Game is at 11. Utah State staying in striking distance. Narrow backs out. Patient offense. And Narrow dribbled it off her foot out of bounds. Opportunity to cut it to single digits here for Utah State in the fourth quarter. Kimball, Carvalho, Wickstrom, Klopfenstein, Robinson, the 5 on the floor for Kayla Ard. Utah State needs a bucket here. Beautiful pass down to Klopfenstein, but blocked by Hull.
Straight up defense by the sophomore Trista Hull.
Best shot blocking team in the Mountain West. It's not all Abby Muse. Big time defensive play by Hull. Looking for Narrow on the backdoor cut. Pass deflected, stolen by Wickstrom. And the foul on the floor on Boise State. Utah State basketball when we come back. 61-50. Broncos leading the Aggies. 4:41 to go. Utah State ball coming out of the timeout. Down 11 with 4:41 to go. If Utah State is going to be able to close this gap and pull the upset, the number that I'm looking at, the three-point shooting, the Aggies just 3 of 20 from downtown in this basketball game. They need to create some looks, and when they get them, Tammy, they got to hit them. Boise State zone is just flying around.
And that's going to be Boise State ball. And, you know, the Aggies were trying on the perimeter to just find the gaps. I like the ball reversal. I just didn't like what they were able to do with that ball reversal, not being able to kind of dive into those gaps or attack the gaps. That's what you got to look for in that zone.
Yeah, Gordy Presnell having to call timeout right there, nearing the 10-second violation. They were at 8 seconds. So Boise State ball on a side out of bounds coming out of the break.
Well, I think that's smart. You know, first of all, good pressure by the Aggies, and Gordy realizes they haven't scored in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and Utah State feels like they got a little momentum in them, and they're going to play hard for the last 4 minutes and 14 seconds because that's what the Aggies do, and they haven't let up all game long.
Gordy Presnell, 3rd all-time in Mountain West wins. Joe Legursky, Elaine Elliott, 1-2 on that list. Presnell, 6 short of Elaine Elliott with 124 career victories. And Gordy Presnell earlier this season raising eyebrows all over the country when he did the gritty.
There's a lot of coaches doing the gritty now. And I tell you what, you mentioned Elaine Elliott. I played against Elaine Elliott because I played in this league. It wasn't called the Mountain West at the time. But I played versus Utah. And let me tell you, she's a heck of a coach. And what Gordy Presnell has done and accomplished in his career is to be commended.
And that Pasco 3 could be the dagger, pushing the lead back to 14. These freshmen for Boise State. Pasco now has 9 points in this game, but they have just been a problem for Utah State all night. Hansen's got 18, Pasco with 9, Thompson, a couple of points in this game, Bays with 11. By my count, that's 40 points out of the freshmen in this game for Boise State. Lott and Pasco couldn't connect on the handoff. Not
only are you a great broadcaster, you're very good at math, Nate.
Quick addition right there. Back comes Utah State. Tamia Robinson off the window, no. Carvalho backs it out.
And opportunities and time are kind of running low for Kayla Ard and the Utah State Aggies.
Blocked by Muse. The Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year erases Maria Carvalho.
Look at the length. The length of Muse can just do so much.
Pass go in the corner, but she shuffled her feet before she put it on the floor.
4 of your 5 starters for Boise State playing on the floor right now. Hansen was not a starter. She came off the bench. Danny Bays is on the bench right now, but I'm not taking Hansen out if I'm Gordy Presnell. 18 points. What a game it's been for her in just 20 minutes of play. She almost has a point a minute, but love the way that Hansen is playing. Take one freshman starter out and Bays, put her on the bench and bring another great freshman in. Good problems to have.
The three-point woes continue for Utah State, 3 of 22. Jamie, they've gotten good looks too.
They have.
Many of them just have not gone down. A cold shooting game from downtown has really put Utah State in a spot.
Yeah, Fraley never really got going. Klopfenstein is, 3 of 8, 0 of 3 from downtown. You just take a look at some of those three-point shots and those misses. Robinson is 0 of 3. You've got Wickstrom 0 of 2 from 3. Klopfenstein. You just take 3 of those shots and they're made. It's a whole different game. That's 9 points. All in all, Utah State is 3 of 22 from 3. Just not enough threes to keep them close. And meanwhile, Boise State shooting 42%. And 38% from the three-point line. That's what hurt you.
The foul was on Lalott going over the back. 3 on Elodie Lalott with 90 seconds left. Good ball movement. Utah State. The feed down to Klopfenstein on the high-low. Shia Klopfenstein has really played well here today in an excellent second half. She's got 10. As we get a timeout called and a 12-point game with a minute 29 to play. This Utah State team, when I talked to Kayla Ard last week, she mentioned how tough things had been, just having bodies to practice with, players playing out of position. And she said, look, I'm not going to lie, we're worn out. But it's been an impressive effort out of this team today. They've stayed positive. They've really played Boise State tough.
They have.
Kayla Ard, 3 seasons as an assistant at the University of Denver, now in her 3rd season at Utah State. Really what you'd like to see is some consistency in the roster, some returning players, and a chance to really start to grow this thing. And Tamia Robinson, a junior transfer, she's got eligibility left. Hopefully she'll stay in Logan. That would be huge for this program. She's been terrific today.
I think the thing you appreciate the most with this Utah State Aggie team coming in here is the hustle, the effort, the will to win, the will to give yourself a chance, take it seriously.
Wow, the ball handling from Maya Hansen gets inside the arc and buries it.
3 players in double digits for Boise State, combining for 41 points. Hansen, Bays, Lalott, respectively.
20th three-point miss in this game for Utah State from Wickstrom.
And 4 players for Utah State in those double figures, but only 3 others have been able to score.
And a steal ahead to Robinson. Utah State playing hard to the end. Quick timeout called. 12-point game, 29.2 seconds left. These Aggies won't go quietly here at the Mountain West tournament.
It's about pride, right? It's about the belief in your game and the belief in what you're doing and being convicted.
want to look for areas of growth. It's a 12-point game right now. Only 2 of Utah State's 17 Mountain West losses were within single digits. These are the kind of things that you say, these are building blocks. These are things we can now grow on. Maya Hansen up to 20 points. That is her high in conference play this season. Leading the way, Hansen, 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown. And a scramble on the floor and a steal by Wickstrom.
Who gives a little extra to Hansen as she tries to get up.
That's a tough play. And now with 24.7 seconds left. Talk about fighting to the end. That's the story of this Utah State team here. They're making Boise State earn every last bit of it. Kimball's going to come back into the game now for Utah State.
We'll see tomorrow how Boise State plays with the good Colorado State team, who is the number 3 seed.
It's a good matchup. It's a lot of strength on strength. 2 very big teams.
Player of the year in McKenna Hofschild, right?
Colorado State was on my flight yesterday out here to Las Vegas, and I was looking up at a lot of those women. Those are some long players for Colorado State. Ryan Williams has done such an excellent job building that program up. Hofschild Player of the Year in the Mountain West. One of the best point guards in the entire country. Really, that's been the story for Colorado State on both the men's and the women's side, with Isaiah Stevens and McKenna Hofschild. Elite guard play in Fort Collins this year. And that'll be the late matchup tomorrow night. Boise State and Colorado State. We'll have it for you right here on the Mountain West Network. Robinson a little shaken up. Tamia Robinson today, 16 points, team high, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 of 13 from the floor. We talked about Maya Hansen going for 25th time this season. A freshman has scored 19 or more in a game for Boise State. 3rd time a freshman has gone for at least 20.
I mean, she's just played half the game. 22 minutes, a little bit more than half the game. And those numbers. This last minute of this game is taken quite a bit.
10-point game. Robinson up to 18. Tamia Robinson, by the way, this will be her 9th time leading her team in scoring. That's the highest mark on this Utah State team. The 2 seasons at Labette Community College in Kansas. She's only 5'9", leads this team in block shots. 9.4 rebounds, 3 assists her average. Today she's gone for 18, 4, and 3. Utah State not letting up on the pressure, and a travel called on Danny Bays. 20 seconds left now. And a substitution, Lillian Harris on the floor, her first time in today. Transfer from Community College of Baltimore County. Offensive foul on Klopfenstein on the screen.
Narrow just got clocked in the lower back and the rear end.
Physical last minute of this game.
I'd say.
And Shia Klopfenstein heads to the bench, and she hugs every assistant on her way to the end of the bench. You see the same for Maria Carvalho.
Yeah, Kayla Ard making sure that her players know that her appreciation for them and what they've given this season.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but another Boise State turnover here gets the ball back to Utah State. Like we talked about, let's see if they can get within single digits.
Finish on a make.
And Robinson does just that.
That's a good way to end your season.
Team high 20. They lose by 8. Boise State getting 20 for Maya Hansen. Broncos advance 66-58 the final. Boise State moving on. They will take on the number 3 seed Colorado State Rams tomorrow night here at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. Elodie Lalott, 10 points, 9 rebounds. Abby Muse, a game high 11 rebounds for the Broncos, as they out-rebound Utah State by a total of 47-28 in this game. Gordy Presnell's excellent freshman class is veterans. Lalott, Narrow, Muse, they move on. Colorado State tomorrow night, 66-58 the final. For Tammy Blackburn, I'm Nate Kreckman saying so long. The post-game show coming up next here on the Mountain West Network. Thanks for watching.